Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 7 of the 10 a.m. Time for Champagne podcast. We are back in Studio 1A. That's right. We are back home. We are back home and we are getting right back to where we left off with another local Pennsylvania brewery. It is Chris and Caleb, as well as Zach here in the studio. Let's get started and let's chat with the boys first and see how things are been. What's happening, guys?
Eric.
Shout out, Eric. We miss you so much. We can't wait to see you. We love a big, happy family. That's fantastic.
Not much. But I think I might have an announcement regarding Pizza Boy at the end of this episode.
Oh.
Not much either. Just been really tired, working a lot.
I love fluctuating my voice.
Drilling a lot. Shut up.
I'll
slap you.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, it's good that we've caught up with the gang here. Today's episode, we are going to be covering the Englewood Brewery that's local to Hummelstown in the central PA area here. So we will start with the overall venue, the atmosphere, food, of what we did have in our limited time, pricing, drinks. We'll go through the whole thing. We've already teased the Pizza Boy at the end. We'll also be getting into a little bit about the CV trail, as well as a... You good?
Yep.
Okay. As well as a breweries and PA update with regards to Englewood and the app in general, since stuff has come down the wire throughout the past week. So let's jump right into Englewood here if we're all ready. So let's get started with the location. What did we think about it?
Location, it was okay, but it's weird because it's kind of in the middle of a daycare, and then there's some other business over here. Yeah, there's like a cafe, coffee shop thing, and then it's right next door to that. So coming down, you might miss it, but it's at the very end, so I guess if you just keep going straight, you'll hit it. The parking lot was well lit, I guess, so there's that. And quiet, so location, I mean, it's okay, but you have to know you want to go there in order to find it. It's not going to be something you're just going to stumble upon out of nowhere.
I agree with the location-wise and all that. When we went, I felt a little underdressed.
Underdressed, okay. What do you mean by that?
Because all I wore was jeans and a sweatshirt.
Yes, I do remember that.
And my cowboy boots and my hat. And I feel like I probably should have worn a flannel instead with my jeans. And a nicer pair of jeans. Instead of my ripped jeans from...
Gotcha, to get the attention? Or just to fit in?
Just to feel like not so out of
place.
Yes.
I got you. Well, it might not have helped considering that I just got off of work. And, and Eric. It might not have helped with the whole time that everything was just so well done, well organized, well dressed. Like, it seemed everybody there was that sort of way. But sticking with the parking location and all of that, yes, I am with you there. It's also hidden from
the main road.
Like, the main road itself, it's more visible from the highway. Coming my direction, it's right off to the side there where it's got the giant E logo facing outwards. The white and red barn style is pretty cool. I liked that. The 2 floors, which we'll get into in a bit, just to tease that part, I thought that was fine. That there was a lot of room, a lot of socializing, a lot of space for anyone, including the staff, just to get drinks, to get food, that sort of thing. Parking, it was well organized as well, even on the outside. It was very, how should I say this? It was very set up. It's in a spot for success, and with how much growth seems to be continuing with all the building, plus it also being across from the hospital too, it's pretty convenient, I would say.
I mean, I think Hershey being like a richer area in general, and it being more of like a nicer upscale place, they've definitely got a good thing going on trying to bring in a lot of money and the correct people that if they go there. Again, I feel as if you're not going to stumble upon it on accident. You got to know you're headed there in order to go there. So I think they're trying to bring in the right crowd, and they're going to really profit off of that. But the venue overall, it's nice inside. Restrooms are clean. Restaurant was clean. And the only thing we haven't gotten to do yet was go to one of the music shows. So we can't speak to that yet.
And why can't we go to see the music?
So right now, a lot of the bands and such aren't really playing due to everything that's going on with this virus. So eventually, maybe, hopefully, we'll be able to get into a show. But as of right now, things are just up in the air with what's going on with the pandemic.
If we can call it that, I think we're going more towards the end of it than we are in the thick of it at this point. I genuinely think we are. It's becoming more of an endemic than anything on the way things are continuing to progress in the right way. No, it's correct. It's progression. It's right. It's been now 2 full years of this.
It needs to go.
Impact. But now it's just time to get it back together and
go back to the way things were.
Exactly that, and with now more events going there, and one that I'll be highlighting later on too. Go ahead.
Like, let's say they did have a show, and you wanted to go see it, and then they stop Eric at the door, and Eric doesn't have his vaccine card. Then Eric can't go in and enjoy the show.
And then Eric is a sad baby. Oh man.
Limes.
Really did that.
I love it.
This one's gonna be Eric.
He's gonna be a limey baby. He's gonna be limey for sure. So with the food, I mean, Caleb and I got there at the perfect time. We absolutely did. Not that we were late or anything. We were early, but we were there right for happy hour.
We literally got in like probably 5-10 minutes before happy hour ended.
If you go at the right time, you do get some better deals. Mainly their pizza was the big thing, as well as some cheaper drinks. Because everything was kind of knocked down to $9 a thing at happy hour.
Plus dessert.
It was a happy Eric.
Our server Eric was pretty quick for everything over.
Oh, that was great. What were you going to say?
No dessert.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Eric was a good waitress.
She was. Even the merch there was all set up, too, even in the gift shop. Mm-hmm. That was a pretty nicely well done shop.
They had a lot of things.
Oh, yeah. They absolutely did.
I know I bought a sleeve of golf balls.
You bought Eric's balls?
No, golf balls.
I got you.
To get my game better.
I got you. That stroke or the putt?
All of it.
Okay. Okay.
My drive, my approaches, and my putts.
Well, your drive needs to go up to finish this stout here so you can get on to your second one.
I think when I finish it over your head, you don't shut up.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Eric's drinking the stout slowly.
Eric is a stout boy.
Eric, college boy.
Oh, with a man bun? That's
another episode, okay?
Does he only drink Modelo?
No, he only drinks Michelob Ultra.
Oh! I see you.
I hate Michelob.
I see you. So, with everything kind of being discussed and at least touched on, is there anything we want to move into before we talk about the drinks and what we're drinking?
I think we're ready to get into the drinks there, but, I mean, being honest, I did think about, I need to start taking notes when we go to places that I can refer to later.
Just write down an Untappd.
With this being closer to home, it's a little bit easier to remember, but like some of the ones, even if they're not that far, like when we went across the river over into Cumberland County, I didn't remember much about those places, and it takes a lot for a place to really stand out to me.
Unlike frogs.
Well, stand out to me in a good way, that is, because I pick up on the bad things real fast. So we'll see what happens and what I remember from these beers, but I do know for the future I need to start documenting as I'm there.
Eric is a very good bad boy.
Oh, jeez.
That's all I will say to that. And as we switch into that, I'm going to just drop in quickly, and don't forget to like and share and comment and do all that fun jazz. We got the Snapchat, we have the Instagram, we got the Facebook, it's all in the link tree. So with all of that being said, let's jump into this review here on our list.
Shall we say what we're drinking first?
Go ahead.
Well, I got the Dragon's Milk Stout, picked out by the critic here.
And where's it from?
Tennessee.
China.
No, it's not from Tennessee.
Oh, New Holland Brewing Company.
Yeah, which is not in New Holland, Pennsylvania.
It's in Missouri?
I believe so. So we got a Missouri, we got Zach's over there.
We got a Nashville lager from the Nash.
So those beers I took back in my cooler and brought them all the way from Tennessee back here to PA. And my cooler has been loaded down several times and it gets the job done. So I plan on traveling around picking up some more beers from other states and bringing them back.
It also got silver in the 2018 World Beer Cup.
Mm-hmm. I do enjoy that beer. However, I more so like sipping it on my porch in like the fall time. That's when my favorite time to drink it was.
Well, summertime.
And as far as not summer, fall. As far as mine, I'm giving this a second shot. The Pizza Boy Chocolate Mint Milk Stout, which we'll lead into at the very end.
That's fine. That works out. So starting with the first beer, we will be going into we had 13 that was available that night. There were 14 total. So one we did unfortunately miss out on, but that's okay. We still have a dozen to go through. So first on the list is going to be the Grit and Gratitude Double IPA. So the global rating on this one was a 3.64 out of 5 according to Untappd, with 115 other reviews. We're going to start with highest to lowest on this one. So we're going to start with the critic at a 2.
So this, I'm trying to recall, like, again, like I said, I need to start taking like notes or something when we're in there. But I really don't remember much about this. It would have gotten a 2 because that flavor profile would have matched like the IPA taste that you would expect from every typical IPA that just copies every other one. So that's why I gave it a 2.
Oh, I just love that crinkling noise. That's really exciting. So I gave it the lowest rating out of the 3 of us here at a 1.5 out of 5. It's an IPA. It's always hit or miss with those types of beers all the way throughout. If there was more variety and more flavor in an IPA, it might have a better time just with getting stuff done and just having it. But it was just
so you took a photo.
It was just middle of the road.
Yeah, I do recall the color, but I can't say I remember exactly like profile wise, and I didn't take exact notes on my Untappd.
Okay, you gave it a 1.75.
So I think I gave it a 1.75, and normally I like IPAs, but I guess the flavor didn't sit well with me, and it's just not what I was looking forward to in an IPA.
I mean, that works. The next one is a favorite. Now, only 2 of us have a rating for this one. One was missing.
Was that Caleb?
No, it was you.
Oh, for which one?
The second one is the double neck Belgian style double ale.
Barrel aged.
So that's what it looked like.
So I'd have
for your reference here. I'm just showing pictures of Untappd for those that are listening and not watching. It's just a quick view of some of the images that are conveniently available.
It's the top one here.
He gave it.
Yeah, I did rate it.
Oh, it was missing in my notes.
You only gave it?
What did you give it? Because 2 of us gave it a 3 or higher.
0.25.
Oh my lord! A quarter of these are that rating. A quarter of them. So I'm a little surprised, and that's going to be a tease for future episodes because I know double neck has been getting higher considering some of the places we've been to recently, as well.
So I'm just looking at like some of the photos.
Go ahead.
Here's Eric enjoying a nice.
What's up, Eric?
I don't know. I don't know why I would have. Well, actually, you know what? These photos do refresh my memory a little bit. Now I remember. So this one here, just looking by the color, this had a wheat taste to it that I did not like. And again, I hate wheat beer. I'm never gonna like it. And I think this one was the one that had that slight wheat taste to it, and just didn't care for it. So that's that.
See, I was on the complete opposite end of this spectrum. Like, a double neck, it was very flavorful. It hit. It wasn't impressive enough to be next level, but it was enough where I would try it again to see if it is better or if it's worse. It's more of a middle of the road rating, but it's better than average. You gave it the highest rating.
I give it 3.25.
You did.
Again, it's an ale. But I think the barrel aged part of it gave it a better taste.
I mean, that's always something to do with it. Now, I'm going to start on this next one.
Well, going back to the last one, because theoretically, speaking of the barrel-aged, typically with those types of beers, they have a higher rating of alcohol concentration, and they have a stronger taste to them.
Mm-hmm.
And I also slightly do recall that this one didn't have that taste to it, and that was disappointing to me. So with an unwanted, I think, wheat taste, as well as not being like stronger as typically your barrel-aged beers would be, that's what led to my low rating.
Now, that also got a 3.88 out of 5 on Untappd. So Caleb was closer to the average. But again, that was also out of 39 people that reviewed this one. Now, the next one, we're on completely different opposites. Where I'm over the global. Yes, this was the Nectar Dolce Honey Ale. I thought it was one of the sweeter beers and one of the better beers there overall.
Oh, excuse me.
So I'm gonna start because I gave it a 3.75. Now it wasn't close enough for it to be. I would get this again and again. It was very close, but it was one of the better beers that was on tap, ready. It was sweet. It was filling. It hit what I thought was a sweet beer, and something to definitely have again. Now, the global rating for this one was a 3.6, and that was only out of 35. I'll let you guys talk down.
So I do recall this one being a sweeter beer, and it just wasn't something that I cared for, so that was why. I don't really like that sweet. I don't like sweet being in beer. Beer kind of has a taste that you either like it or you don't like it. And if you don't like it, you could acquire the taste or maybe not. It just all depends on who you are and the way your taste buds are. But sweet and beer doesn't go well with me.
I gave it a 1 because it was too sweet for me, even though I'm more on the sweet side most of the time. But to me, there was too much honey.
I mean, everyone's got a different sense of what they like and what they don't for a standard beer, whether it is a sweet one or a bitter one or a or a sour one or a tart one or a lime one. Next is the Jukin Bessie. It's a chocolate milk stout ale.
Oh my.
Oh my is right. Oh my. This is your department, and you beat down on this one pretty aggressively.
Should I go first?
Yeah, I'll go last.
We were very generous.
I'll go last.
It was one of my favorite stouts. Let me just say that. It had a good mix of milk, chocolate, and plus it was a stout and an ale. So it kind of brought the ale flavor in it with the stout.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of mixed well too.
It did. It was definitely more of a sweeter and more chocolate flavor to the beer than there was the milky stout side to it. It was a bit more weedy. Both of these last two that we have discussed, the Jukin Bessie and the Nectar Dolce, were my two highest rated. They both got the same rating at 3.75. Everything else from here is going to be relatively down.
This is my highest.
I know.
So, for me, why I gave this a low rating was because I feel like they should have just stuck with one. It's either it's a stout or it's an ale. It's not going to be both. And on top of chocolate milk stout, again, there's a certain flavor that you would expect with drinking that, and this did not have it. I don't know who decided to mix the stout and the ale and put them together, but it doesn't work. So that flavor, was not a fan of it. And typically, when it comes to beers that add milk into either the name or actually in the brew itself, I tend to give those a lower rating as well. But stouts in general, I like them dark, and it's just the way it is, and I didn't care for that one.
This is coming from the same guy that's drinking a milk stout at the moment.
And that likes this milk stout.
So, but this is a milk stout. It's not a milk stout ale.
Oh,
so they didn't start mixing random crap together and just hope it sticks. And we'll get into why I'm drinking this later.
It's harsh, but it's captivating to really have a strong opinion like yours on the podcast, because
you're the strongest opinion out of the three of us.
I just like someone that I'm friends with on Untappd that is also a beer enthusiast and does the trails and everything. They said that I just don't like anything. And then I have these companies after businesses after we go visit, it was like, ouch. The comments.
Eric said ouch. Eric went ouch.
Ouchie, mama.
So the global rating of that last one was a 3.72.
Well, they need to just subtract 3.71 from that.
Now, that was also out of 222 others that reviewed it.
222.
And Caleb was above, I was under. No, I was closest to the middle.
Yes.
And you were way under. Now, this next series of half dozen here, it's gonna be hard pushed down beer ratings all the way down and through. Number 5 is going to be the Jam Session, the Session India Pale Ale. Sorry guys, this one is not good. The global rating was a 362 with 399 reviews for it. And the three of us collectively were way under on this one here. We gave it a 2, a 2.5, and a 2.75 with
my rating being the 2.75.
Yes, and me being a 2 at the lowest.
So again, this one just had that IPA flavor that I like. They may all be copycats, but some do it right and some fail miserably at it and should just quit making beer. But I guess this one was okay. And it had that flavor that I was looking for, so I went with a 275.
That's expired. Going on that same limb, literally, they failed. They failed. Just no. It was too bitter.
All I have to say is it was average.
I mean, the wild card went original and down the middle here at a 2.5. It was just not right.
You have to have a man bun to really enjoy it all the way.
You're the closest to it here, boy. You're gonna make Eric a happy boy. Make him happy and hoppy with these beers.
Jam session. Eric,
Next, we got the Tom Tom Double.
Tom?
The Tom Dom.
So,
Tom.
So it's clicking with me. I do remember one thing about this brewery now.
Go ahead.
A lot of these were IPAs, and
yes,
there were none that really tasted like the next one that we tried. They were all different, and they were different variations in flavor profiles. So I do remember that, and I was getting kind of annoyed because I was getting sick of always picking up IPAs after like every single flight. Yeah, that was one thing that hit me. And there's literally coming up almost the rest of this list is IPAs. I do recall that now. I even said something when we were at the brewery. I remember that too.
I do remember that. It was a lot of no.
Was that this restaurant?
No.
I'm pretty sure there was a couple no's.
That was Vegetable Hunter.
Oh.
That's a whole nother episode.
Boy, man.
I'm gonna tease a couple of them that are gonna
I'm
be.
gonna add that picture in.
No.
Oh, I don't. Just no. Eric said yes. We said no. But yes, I am going to tease a couple of those that we were just starting to spit off at the end for teasing and future stuff and collaborations. Oh, Eric will love it. Baby Eric is going to love this stuff. Oh, you know. So next is the Tom Tom. It is a double IPA, which they love sticking to one groove and really going through with it. Now, the one credit that I do give them credit for, which also is hitting me, is they also did a lot of collaboration with their own ales and brews with the gift shop. So you could pick out like a Tom Tom t-shirt, which was cool because it gives the brew itself some more pedigree than it just being than it being more than just an ale you go in and sip. It's something with more solidarity where it can be picked up, copped, and really be promoted anywhere. It also had one of the more ratty logos too that was on the t-shirt.
I didn't take notice.
Oh, it was near the back corner of the gift shop where they were having it available. But once again, we are a little bit down on some of these guys, and
actually, if you look at the ratings,
we're still a little down.
Yeah, but the critic.
Was this my highest rated?
It was.
Yeah. No, it's tied for the highest.
Oh yeah, there's two that got the same rating. And what was the other one? Was the other one an IPA as well?
10. Yes.
Yeah, that's my only explanation is the IPA flavor profile was what an IPA typically would taste like and what I enjoy. I don't like if it's too strong. Well, actually, I mean, I do like the stronger flavor profiles for IPAs, but I don't like if it's too weak or like watered down. There's kind of that in between. There's a good balance there.
I'd like to go last.
Okay. I gave it 275. It was a little better than that, just a tad better than average.
You're both out of your minds.
And that's all I have to say about that one.
You are both out of your minds. So global rating before I give my review was a 372 out of 5, which we're all under, with one being the closest, and that's out of 556 people. So that's not bad that it's a more popular beer, because going back to what I was just mentioning, it gives it that next level, that oomph that you probably noticed in yourself, that you recognized as, hey, this is good, and they went, this is good enough to also sell on somebody's body.
Tom.
That's what they did. Tom is on my bod. It's on Eric's bod. It was horrible.
It was horrible.
it just, for me, an ale, it is always hit and miss. And if it's really strong, it's going to miss more than if it's weaker. And for that, it's a 1.5. And now we're going into some harsh next steps here.
No.
Now we're going into a series of no's.
So number
7 is the Tiny Dancer, Grisette Belgian style ale.
I love that song.
Talk to me, Tiny Dancer.
What a legend, first off.
Hell yeah.
Second off, I'll go first on this one. I was okay with it. It didn't hit. it didn't hit well enough. Oh boy, you know you're right. Oh my goodness,
Put Erica on the pod. Show the world.
We'll put it in the video. But absolutely, it was just bitter once again. Ales and IPAs, it's very much like a seesaw, where it will it'll tick one way for better, one way for worse, and this one was just that again, a 1.5. The global rating was a 339 out of 165 reviews. And do we want to go nice, or do we want to continue on the no?
I'll go next. I gave it 275 as well.
You did.
Because it was just a little bit better than average. And I like my ales.
This had a wheat taste to it, didn't it?
A little bit.
0.25. This couldn't have been rated at the way that you were going down.
So, I actually do remember that I quoted this song and I put "Don't Pull Me Dancer," "Don't Pull Me Closer," Tiny Dancer, because it was just disgusting. And no,
it was just no.
Just no.
Just no. The full quote was, "Please don't pull me closer, Tiny Dancer."
Yeah, I remember. I did put that up there.
I'm surprised they didn't get back to you on that one, but for now, I toast. I toast the 0.25 rating.
Did you just do that?
Yes, I did. I did just toast it, and now we're gonna toast the next one, which is another mix. It's a mixed bag. It might be because it's Mexican bean. This is the SSIK Mexican style lager, which Chris loves Coronas.
Look at all my ratings on these. My goodness.
3 in a row.
I gave it a 2. I thought it was fine. I didn't think it was anything better. I wouldn't have it again.
I gave it 2 as well. I agree with what you said.
I gave it a 0.25 because so this wouldn't have been. This was a yellow colored beer, right?
Oh, I am very confident in that statement.
Well, I know from the past from trying other beers that are of Hispanic like descent or whatever. I'm not a fan. Like I don't like your Coronas, and I don't like some of the other Hispanic beers I've tried, like where they put. Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Like there's intentionally spicy
Modelo?
beers. Like it's just disgusting.
Modelo?
I don't like them. So that was another one that fell into that. I just don't like it.
Juicy.
Modelo.
Yeah, the global rating was a 3.6 out of 239 reviews. I don't know what you guys are seeing, or gals, or Zier, but
MX.
X. But I mean, it was just that. Next, we got the Velvet Hammer, Belgian style golden ale, 9%, out of 57 ratings, 3.68. Ooh, I like this crisp picture better. It might be because of the graphic art. No, it's actually original. This is that
That
one.
has a nice head on it.
I can see
Nice
why.
crisp.
I can see why I didn't like this.
Clean head.
Judging
Oh.
off the color alone, I know why I gave this one a 0.25. This must have had a wheat taste to it as well, or that bread flavor.
It's not, but it's green.
Well, it's still disgusting, and I don't like it.
Green. Good.
It basically tastes like Eric. Didn't care for it.
Oh man, what a guy! What a guy!
Tiny Dancer.
Oh, pull me closer.
Always.
So this one got a 3.68 out of 57. I'll let you go last. I gave it a 2. I thought it was just fine. It was a bit more on the sweeter side. It was much smoother than I originally intended for it to be, but it did the job. I was right. He did comment, nope. I knew it. I knew this place was one of them.
That was before the no.
Nope.
No. Just no.
I toasted.
Tiny Dancer.
No. That was this one, right?
Yes. Now you gave it a 3.
I give it 3. It was a little. It was
did.
better than average. I think the flavors blended well.
Now the next one collectively between the three of us, it was our highest rated across the board. So that means you guys are doing something right here, Englewood. Number 10 is the Lefty at Large Black IPA. So it was one of the darker beers that was on tap. Oh.
It's about average. It's about the ratings about average.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably give this one a second chance.
Me too.
I would try it again, but I know why I gave it what I gave it. So looking at it under the light, you could kind of see like through it a little bit, like through the glass. So while they're claiming a dark beer, they didn't get the complete dark taste. So I gave it
IPA. It's not stout or.
Yeah, which is why I did take that into consideration, but it wasn't dark enough. And I was impressed that they did put the IPA flavor in there, and this one didn't. Well, no, I can't say that. I guess it did have a good balance, like to its flavor, but this one did impress me. But if it would have been darker, it definitely would have been a little bit higher. That's why I was just a quarter under you guys in my rating.
Yeah, no, it impressed me too. It was definitely on the board for one of the better beers that was there. It was dark, which I liked. It hit some of the
Eric.
expectations. It hit the Eric.
I gave it a 3.
On a scale of Eric to Eric, I'd give it an Eric.
I gave it an Eric too. I gave it
Y'all
an
are
Eric
stupid.
3.
Y'all are stupid.
I give it a baby, Eric.
Oh my god. I give it a 3.
You don't give it a 3-point, Eric.
I give it a 3.5 because it had the stout taste. Oh, the stout taste, and it also had the IPA taste. But what it tasted a lot like was a lot.
Eric.
I'm about to take this hand and backhand you. Y'all let me talk. I let you fucking talk.
Give this video a like so Eric can watch it.
Love you, Eric.
So back to what I was saying. It had the view of a stout.
Of a lime? That's not your lime.
It gave me the view of an Eric.
It had the view of a stout, the taste of the lightness of an IPA, but the taste of a lager.
Yes. It needs a lime.
Good God.
Yo, if they did give it with lime, it might be a 4. It really
4 Erics out of 5.
It'd be extra Eric. The global rating was a 3.74 out of Eric.
You're crazy.
And that was out of 222 people. So 222 did two enjoy it. 222 did 2 enjoy it.
2-2?
2-2. 2-2 Eric. We're down to our final 3, which were next is the Ghost No India Pale Eric.
Oh jeez.
So my ratings actually weren't that bad.
It was a 2-1-2
2-1-2
with a 3-point Eric.
Oh.
With 680 reviews. A 3.7 out of 5, which is pretty high for us to go pretty low. It was just not. Once again, they're trying to stick with one thing and trying to go in that lane and be aggressive in it, which is fine. But
That was the color of this one.
yeah.
I hate to keep saying the same thing, but it's just the way it is. With IPAs, now aside from
It's not
that,
IPA, it's an Indian Pale.
that's what an IPA is. Aside from that black IPA, that one impressed
trying
me.
to fuck with him.
The black IPA, that impressed me, and that was something new to me. If someone else out there does it, go ahead and recommend that in the comments because I'd like to try it. But it's just I'm gonna have to keep saying the same thing. Like, it either tastes like an IPA or it doesn't, and there's nothing special or nothing unique usually about IPAs. But unfortunately, somehow they caught on. So now there's millions of them out there, and that's just what a majority of places are making now. So,
would you rather an IPA or make an EPA?
Environmental Protection Agency.
No, an Eric Pale Ale. Eric Pale.
So pale.
Ay caramba. Next is the what is this? It is no.
I didn't say why.
Oh no.
Dummy.
You gave it a
I give it a 1, yeah.
What's the hate?
It just didn't pop to me.
No pop?
Nope.
No Eric.
Okay, that's getting annoying and old.
People are gonna enjoy it.
I don't care. It's getting
And they're
annoying
gonna
and
fall over with how many times we say
Add him on
it.
Untappd, add Eric.
That is not my Untappd. And no, you are not going into my Untappd and changing my name.
Next is the Pure Joy Spiced Ale, which is a much darker color than I remember. But that's what
Ooh,
it
that's a
looks
big
like.
glass.
It is a big glass, which we're gonna find next time.
This one I do recall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go.
So it's not Christmas time. It's not Halloween. It's nothing special.
This one.
And because of that, I didn't enjoy it because I usually would drink these kinds of beers around like a season or certain time frame, and not only that, but like the spice of it was not good. It wasn't a pleasant flavor profile. It was just spice. It's almost as if they went into their kitchen, grabbed random spices, threw them in a pot, and boiled it, and then put it in a glass. Maybe if it was cold outside or a better season, I might enjoy it, but I just didn't care for it. So 175.
I give it 225 because it was a little less than average.
I wholeheartedly disagree with
Eric.
the duo, with the Eric duo. It hit. It really did. If some places knew their audience, or even did a summer style for a Christmas in July, I'd have it then too. It was cinnamony. It was flavorful. It wasn't spicy where it was more of a gag or a gross. It was more of a sweetness and bitter neutrality where it was there. The steps were there, the vision was there. And that one I would have again. Now, last but not least is the Raw Talent Ranch Triple India Pale Ale, which was a global rating of a 3.8.
This one again, it's just gonna be the same thing for me. It's just not doing it, and the flavor too. So it was there, it just wasn't completely there. Overall, with the beers at this place, I'm pretty disappointed. Too many IPAs and not enough like variety or different kinds. Like we had a couple stouts in there, I guess. I do have to say, like, good job on that black stout. I mean, black stout IPA. That one was impressive. But other than that, it was just too many IPAs.
I'm going with the critic on this one, guys. The host is sticking with the same rating of a 2. It was an IPA. It wasn't good. It wasn't terrible. But there wasn't enough love. 2.
I give it 2.5 because I just thought it was average. Like a lot of things I try.
That's true.
Now you want to know a good IPA.
Oh, jeez.
Got your Tennessee IPA here, which
I actually did give that 5.
I brought these back again from Tennessee when I was out there, which does transfer or transition us. I believe. Are we done with that?
So I had 2 things left.
2 things left
before we
I'll wait.
Go ahead. Okay, that's fine. So I'm going to start with an overall final question and what is coming there, as well as what else will be ahead for more preview, more review, more takes. So first is going to be the question. Would you go back?
So given the food, I would like to eat there again. It was pretty pricey. Although, yeah, it was pretty pricey, and for what you got, I don't think it was worth the price, in my opinion.
Happy hour was the best time.
But the food was decent. So yeah, if you can get there during happy hour, I would go back, and that might be the only way. 4 to 6?
Yes.
Happy hour is 4 to 6 at Englewood.
But as far as food goes, the food was decent. The beer
was good.
If you just want IPAs, then that's pretty much all they have. So there's not enough variety. Disappointed with the beer. Food was decent. Venue was decent. So, yeah, I'm not opposed to going back, but it probably won't be anytime soon.
Wildcard?
I'd say yeah. The food was good. The dessert was good. The atmosphere was good. Service was good.
Word.
Very lively waitress.
Erica?
Oh, yeah.
You talked to her so much, too.
Oh, she was...
Easy there.
I still didn't get a text back. I left my phone number on the receipt. I did.
And
I did.
Beer was about... Probably, if you got all my scores together and average it out, probably be about a 2.5 out of 5.
I did not do the math average for that. That's on me. I can work on that for next time. That would be interesting for an overall experiment for an average rating to see if it's a yay or a nay. Now, I'd go back. There's still more there that is missing for the full review. There's still the music experience that I say we all have to collectively go back and try. There's that. Now, different season might call for different beer. There may not be that cinnamon one that wasn't liked. There might not be that honey one. There might be more dark beers. Please stop with the IPAs. There's enough there. And the flights being the 4 for $9, and almost everything there being $9. Dessert was $9. The two IPAs were $9. The pizza was $9 during happy hour. I would go back again. Absolutely. I've almost been back a couple of times, but because of other events and things going on.
Right.
Yeah, that's very mid. That's a 2.48 average out of 5. That's not bad. I would go back. There's more there to go through. There's definitely room for a part 2. We're not there yet as a podcast for part 2s of any brewery. There's still Brew Baron's Trail that we have to finish. There's still the Cumberland Valley Beer Trail that we have to finish. That's what I was getting to. I'm glad we're on the same page.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to see if they have different beers for different seasons. Like wintertime, you're going to have your winter warmers, which usually would be your dark beers, like heavy dark beers. So yeah, that would pique my interest.
Mm-hmm. Now,
that's yours.
246. Okay. That's a little bit lower than I anticipated for myself, given that I had a couple that were relatively in the 375. You were the only one, Caleb, that gave any a 4.
Really?
You were the only one. Chris gave the most .25s. But that is not shocking. Not on my end of things, to say the least. The other thing that I wanted to say on Englewood was July 9th of 2022. There is a promotional homebrew competition that is happening at Englewood, which is the day after my birthday, which is perfect timing. It's a seasonal gathering get-together event. It is promoted and sponsored by breweries in Pennsylvania, which we're not associated with, but this is a statewide...
Oh, jeez. That's the critic.
Is this out of 5?
169. 13 beers. Average rating is a 1.69. 1 point nice out of 5.
I mean,
that's why we call him the critic.
Just don't suck at making beer. That's what happened.
That's hilarious. That is hilarious. Now, this event on July 9th, it is the only one in the South Central Pennsylvania area at Englewood Brewing. It's a statewide competition, and the winners will be in an overall championship event, which will be in Mifflinburg.
Okay.
But the South Central PA one is July 9th at Englewood, and all of the spots have already been filled by different brewers, and it's March. It is March, and they're already booked with number of microbreweries in the area for July.
Dang.
It's craziness.
But here's what I anticipate. So, Hershey, again, being a richer area, you have the richer people, and you have the people that are probably more inclined to like things such as the IPA, which makes sense why their restaurant is so flooded with IPAs. So come this contest, I feel like that's what everybody's going to make. I'd love to go, and if you're able to try all the new stuff, I would definitely want to do that. But I do fear that it's going to mainly be IPA, and no real variation or, well, to be honest, not much skill. You're just doing what the next guy's doing, just calling it something different. So it's a little bit disappointing, but we'd have to cross that bridge when we get there.
Right, so 1, it's also in the middle of the summer, so I do anticipate the lighter beers. 2, with every other brewery that is around, which we'll be getting to at some point. That is going to be the tease for the end of the show. There's already so many that we have tried here and we've reviewed, between Pizza Boy, which we're drinking right now, between Trogs, between the Golden Shovel, the Liquid Noise.
Oh, jeez.
Between all of those, they're only picking the top 3. And the top 3 will be going to the championship, which is at Rusty Rail.
Okay.
Where's that at?
Which is in Mifflinburg, and that's on October 16th.
And these are beers? It's a beer competition?
Correct. It is a homebrew statewide competition.
Oh, so you have to make it yourself. Okay.
Correct. Tickets do go on sale April 11th.
Hey, that's 4 days before my birthday.
Of 2022. But the competition for the Central PA one is July 9th. The first 2 events are in June. One is in Perkasai, one is in Hawley, PA. Then there's one in Pittsburgh, one in Erie. And then the championship is in Mifflinburg. And the winner gets gets hardware and cash prizes.
Hardware, that's probably brewing.
Oh my!
No, belt.
They get a
belt.
A Breweries in Pennsylvania belt, as in a championship style belt.
Right over the shoulder.
So this is a serious competition, and it could be a good summer get together for a teasing vlog, a teasing series of recap who's there, potential partners,
and a send off till someone comes back, possibly.
Yeah, I'm holding off on...
Still in the works.
Yes, I'm holding off on that because I want to get...
A confirmation.
Well, let alone confirmation, but a full plan. I don't want to say anything till I'm confident to say what will happen with that. But also, as we just alluded to, in April... The other beer trail that we follow heavily, the Cumberland Valley Trail's getting an update. So in April, it is going through a full system reset, just like Eric's phone. And it is going through some changes with new breweries being added, which will be nice. Also different prizes as well. So I'm really looking forward to see what does happen with that. So that covered everything on my end. I know you just mentioned something. I didn't know if I took anything away or not.
No, so I was just going to say about the the Tennessee beers here.
Yes.
Nashville Brewing Company is very responsive with users on Untappd. Like, they'll toast every time you post something regarding one of their beers. So I do enjoy that they pay attention to their consumers. But also the Tennessee IPA is a good IPA. Overall, I would love to just travel around and pick up some new beers and bring them back and try them. So that's something you want to see, let us know in the comments.
Black Abbey.
But lastly, with the Pizza Boy beers, the reason I chose to drink this is because I have been drinking them recently, just picking them out of the fridge and trying them. And I think that I may have made a mistake. Now, when we filmed the Pizza Boy episode, we did 2 episodes in the same night just to upload one at a different time than the other. And because of having all these other drinks, which were intentionally bad, that was the episode before, that may have ruined things for me. So trying these, I may have given it an unfair rating based off of already having the bad taste in my mouth. And yes, we did use water to kind of like try to cleanse the bad taste. But
a lot of water. Drinking
this, for example, on Untappd as it stands, this is a 1.0 from me. And I'd probably give it a 1.25. So it's not much of an improvement, but I do believe that if I tried more of their beers while not drinking previous to trying them, the ratings may be higher than what they are right now. So that's something that I may consider, and you may see another episode for that. And we'll see if Pizza Boy is any better than what I rated it already.
Now, two things. One, you gave it a 1 twice.
Yes, I just drank it today.
Okay. Number 2, you also gave it a 1.
This one?
Yes, you did.
Yeah, because it wasn't that well.
It wasn't that well.
You two are out of your minds on Pizza Boy. I think Pizza Boy overall needs a complete second opinion of you two. Because that was maybe the best that we have gone to so far.
Well, I had a lot of freaking alcohol.
I haven't had it. I haven't.
No, that night when we tried it.
I haven't had enough.
No, yeah, I haven't had enough tonight. But that night when we tried all those, we had a lot before trying all of that.
That's what I'm saying.
And that was probably the second last one we had.
I don't even remember. We can always go back out and actually eat there and try their beers there.
The pizza is huge.
And I would like to review the venue itself and give my opinion there. So that you may see a round 2 of this.
Here's another question as well. Would it be different if it was draft?
Yes.
Versus from the can?
Yes.
Quite honestly, I don't think so. It's the same thing. It's just...
There's more carbonation in it, though.
No, it's a keg is pretty much a giant version of this. It's
yeah,
just
but it's not as compressed.
It's gonna taste...
It's not as compressed, though.
It's gonna taste the same whether that be bad or good. So, I'd be willing to try it. See what happens.
I mean... I'm gonna play the middle because it might or might not. I haven't had the experience of trying one as a can and then as a draft enough, let alone with Pennsylvania beer specific.
And Labatt.
I've tried several beers draft and can, and there's really no difference.
Bud Light, Coors Light.
Supposedly the keg keeps, or this is what I've heard, that it keeps like light out of the beer, like whereas like the glass bottles and stuff, it can shine through, and the light would affect the taste of it.
Right.
But from can to keg, it doesn't matter. It's either garbage or it's not coming out the tap or in the can. So I would like to go there, try the food, try the beer again, see what happens.
Yeah, you were not on the trip with us since there was a different event going on at the time, but we got all of this on the day where it was 6 4-packs.
For 24.
For $24. No, for $30.
$30, yeah.
It was 24 cans for $30.
That was my bad.
It was 24 cans for $30, but I also had some of the pizza there,
so it was $6 for a 4-pack.
Yes.
This is not bad.
I know.
That's about $1.25 each.
Yes. Yeah.
No,
yeah.
$1.50.
Yep. Yeah, no, that's correct. That's spot on. Good math. I'm glad you went to school for something.
Hey, at least I know my math. I'm like someone.
Whoa!
Someone made me do the math homework in high school.
Whoa! We are not reminiscing here. Was there anything else we were looking to add?
Just have fun, drink responsibly.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Y'all are crazy.
I know in future episodes we are going to have some more coming up here in the future. I know there was discussion of the Rubber Soul Brewery that may be coming. We did mention in episode 1 to get to other venues. We have just been to... how many Bears games now in the last little bit here?
I've been to 3. You guys been to 2.
No,
you've been to 3.
I've been to
3 in the last 2 weeks.
I've been to 3. Plus, I've been there for other events.
I've been
as well.
There 3 times in the last 2 weeks. He's been there twice.
Yeah, so there's definitely going to be more stuff coming up with that. There's also Howling Henry's, which has to come up here soon. Springgate, we haven't given a full homage to.
Yep.
And we've
both times.
We've been there twice, and we haven't done a fair justice from autumn to winter. And with spring coming, it's going to be a whole completely different review.
We gotta wait till we do spring and summer for that.
For which one?
For Springgate.
Interesting.
Because then we can do the time of year for it too.
Interesting.
If that's okay with all y'all.
Yeah.
Interesting. I didn't think about it like that before.
Probably like a last one before.
Yeah, no, for sure. For sure. We can definitely discuss that as well. But there's definitely more coming down the pipeline. We're still building more stuff. There's just been a lot going on in each of our independent lives, let alone from the life of the podcast and other activities we have going on. We have teased the idea of a potential secondary series for the podcast as well, where it might not be beer, it might be more fitness, it might be more health, it might also be sports.
Or just mechanic work or something like that.
Well, there's definitely going to be more coming down the pipeline for the family. It is continuing to grow. It is going to create a couple of Erics. And with that, we are going to be happy there. And from us here at the podcast, comment, like, share, subscribe. Share the love all over. And peace out.
Be safe and drink responsibly. Peace out.